We might just skip the intro at this point.
Hello, everybody.
Look I'm live. I am live. We're back. Now it's not even saying anything. It says, well, there's like a 3-second delay.
Oh, there we are. It looks like we're live now. So, all right, we're in.
Yeah, we froze. I didn't know what was going on. I was scared. So I'm just skipping the intro. But welcome Sunday night.
Sunday night, it's the Blanks and Fattie show. I'm Fattie.
This is Blanks, and tonight we have my younger sister, and I thought about giving her the name of Blank's younger sister, but then I remember how well it worked out in high school, and she didn't like that.
It's particularly patronizing. Don't do that.
Specifically being your sister, yeah.
So she is known as Auntie Stilly.
Auntie Stilly.
Auntie Stilly, because we think it's cute.
Is it Auntie or Auntie? Hold on. Let's up the ante. Is it Auntie or Auntie?
I mean, I feel like on the East Coast it would definitely be Auntie, but in California it's Auntie.
Okay, I feel like it should be pronounced Aunt. A-U, aw. Like, that should be the case, but yeah, Auntie Silly is just better. It's just superior sounding.
It's just smoother.
Yeah, it gives it a nice dance of the NT. Anyway, linguistics aside,
or Velkin, Major Mac, and Potato.
Potato.
How we doing?
Hey, guys.
Potato's ready. He's got his potatoes and his popcorn sitting down, and Velkin is throwing us kisses.
Listen here, Spud. We're going to do a show now, and we hope you all enjoy it.
So tonight, we, again, this is our series of we started this in September. And I don't know if you knew this, Auntie Silly, or can I call you just Silly?
Sure.
Oh my god, that's even more fun.
So this is what me and Fattie did in September. We decided to do a show.
You mean like this September, as in this?
No, last September.
Oh no, last year.
Oh, okay,
Last year.
2020.
When we started doing
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah, we were doing that too as well.
Every goddamn day. Anywho, so we started off. Yeah, we were chatting. We were recording ourselves just in your living room on a laptop.
And we were coming up with different episodes, and you know we had some really fun ones we like talking about. Last week we redid pets. We had fun with that one because we came up with, for some reason the conversation went left, and we started talking about Antonio Banderas and his sexiness and how he wanted to bring back.
It turns out we both love Antonio Banderas. Like, there was very little disagreement to be had throughout the conversation. It was just how far down the Antonio Banderas path can you really truly go, and it was fantastic.
It was definitely fantastic. And yes, we had Potato with us. Potato has a small petting zoo for himself. Chickens, roosters, dogs.
I was gonna say, it sounds very curious.
Yeah, I got a chicken, but I'll tell you, he's a real dickhead.
So another fun one we had was 90's, and everybody loves 90's. We were talking about mostly 90's shows. We were doing a 90's versus 80's, but then we got really stuck in like Nickelodeon culture, and we were talking about you should go down that path though.
Oh yeah.
Go down that path, though? I mean, like, look, I'm not saying anybody should really go down that path, but it's the path we chose to travel, and you know what? It was sexy and filled with Antonio Banderas, so it worked for me.
It was, and we decided what.
And 12 months later, you finally got back to the 90's.
His hair looks better greasier. I don't know, like, if I could deal with him finely combed. Like, give me good greasy Zorro hair. Antonio Banderas with the cape. Put a cape on him, we're good.
I mean, one of my favorite movies. Here we go, Antonio Banderas. I love Desperado. Like, that's like one of the best, Antonio Banderas movies out there. And you say 13th Warrior, but
I will say that as far as mainstream appeal, I think that you're right. But I think that the best Antonio Banderas movie was the 13th Warrior because of the sheer ridiculousness and also yet still awesomeness of the film.
You're both wrong. You're both wrong. It's Shrek 2, just so you know.
Okay, no, because what was that, 2002? Falls out of the 90's, man.
Yeah.
Falls out of the 90's.
It's somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Chef
listen here, young'un.
Chef is agreeing with you, hands down. Puss in Boots.
Spy Kids is superior. You are wrong.
Absolutely,
My kids watch Spy Kids, and I was watching this like, what is going on in this movie? It's so hard to follow. Thank God they had Antonio Banderas and Sylvester Stallone, because that movie could not have carried itself without them. They have broad shoulders.
He's also very good in Philadelphia. If we wanted to get real serious, he was really great in Philadelphia.
Tom Hanks. I'm gonna kind of split hairs with you on this one, because I think that Tom Hanks brought the best out of Antonio Banderas.
Of course.
But how lucky was Tom Hanks to have such a hot boyfriend or husband? I don't remember what the deal was.
Partner
at the time.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
So yeah, we decided we would like to travel back down 90s, because we as millennials like to reminisce on happier times, where times were easier and so much less complicated. When we had
so many juggalos. There were so many juggalos. It was
there was
juggalos or family. The family was so huge in the 90s.
I introduced Fattie to the gathering video of the juggalos, and Fattie now wants to go to a gathering.
Oh my God. I'm sitting there, well, this guy's walking around a gathering doing interviews, and I'm like, I want his job. These people are absolutely fascinating, from top to bottom. Anywho, so
who's Alex Penny?
What grade? So silly. What grades were you in roughly in the 90s? Like how did that sort of range out for you? If you don't mind sharing that.
I was in '99 a freshman in high school, an 8th grader, freshman in high school, going back to maybe like first grade kindergarten. So all of my coming to age, basically, besides high school.
Well, kind of me too. I was born 80, so it was really awesome to be 90 and actually hit 10, and then just ran through the 90s.
Yeah, I was 6. I was 6 when the 90s hit, so kindergarten to 8th grade.
I'm the youngest one here. Shit.
Yeah, you are. You're the baby.
God Noises wants to let you know that she was still sperm in her daddy's nutsack.
Okay, well that's cool.
What's up,
Megan? Thanks for that, Blake.
No, that's what God Noises says.
Hey, what's up, Megan? How's it going?
In my father's ball sack.
Yeah, that's
in '99, baby.
Yeah, so what you're saying is, in the '90s, your father had some imagination.
Until November.
They
made a great escape.
Oh my. So we were thinking with the 90s, because inevitably what happens is we end up talking about Antonio Banderas, movies, Nickelodeon, the rise of SpongeBob SquarePants and how that ruined children's entertainment, and Ren and Stimpy, and stuff like that.
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy, yeah. All good topics.
Oh, absolutely. But so
we were not allowed to watch Ren and Stimpy, but we snuck it. We snuck in Ren and Stimpy.
So here's my first question, because we're going to be a little bit more like general 90s, like just that decade. Of stuff. So from music to shows to world events and stuff like that. What level were you around, like
StarCraft,
like news and political news and stuff throughout the 90s? Was that something that you had a lot at home?
Well, we were definitely raised on TV after school. We kind of had free range to do whatever we wanted when we got home, and whoever got the controller first really was able to control the power of the TV.
Oh shit!
We were not regulated, other than told what we weren't supposed to watch, but we still watched it because our parents weren't home. Yep. So we were able to watch really whatever we wanted to.
Hey Blanks, what were you not allowed to watch? Sorry, I gotta interrupt.
Simpsons. Because Blanks had an attitude apparently, and he would pick up on Bart.
Eat my shorts.
I like to repeat stuff off the TV.
That in the house. And Ren and Stimpy. We were definitely not allowed to watch Ren and Stimpy. However, it was on Nickelodeon. It was a kid's show.
What's weird is we weren't allowed to watch Ren and Stimpy, but yet we had no problem watching Rocko's Modern Life, which rewatching it is just as bad, maybe worse, with the sex jokes.
They ate at the Choky Chicken, for fuck's sake.
And then we also watched MTV without really our parents realizing what was on there, and watching like Beavis and Butthead and Daria and all those late night MTV shows that we were probably not allowed to watch.
Well,
or just Spring Break. Watching Spring Break on MTV.
Oh, yeah, we've got a little list starting, because Potato says old school Ren and Stimpy, StarCraft. Megan Byte says Nirvana. I think like the whole rise of grunge through the 90s was that sort of culminated in the suicide of a semi-famous man.
Oh yeah.
So we were we have so many older siblings that we were really thrown a lot of popular culture that was probably beyond our years because we were the younger too. So we were involved in a lot of popular culture from a young age and kind of had to just roll with it, which I'm thankful for. I feel like we were pretty cool kids because we had that experience.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I fall back more on. I remember more 80s than I do 90s songs. Like I fall more in love with more 80s songs. But today I went back. We listened to some 90s songs. We were gearing up for this whole episode. Wesley Snipes in his heyday. I mean, everybody wants to say Blade, but I think Wesley Snipes' heyday movie is definitely Demolition Man.
Demolition Man, 100%.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you an easy third vote on that. So I have something to say before we move on past music really fast. Is I don't know if I'm gonna get torn to shreds or agreed with for this, but I don't think the music in the 90s was a very good time for music.
Oh, you need to just get off the phone right now.
Oh no! Oh no!
There's yes and no. I mean, I would never have.
We also grew up in Orange County where we had ska and we had a lot of punk and we had a lot of.
I didn't have ska until like
the
high
East
school,
Coast
man.
Didn't have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were pretty like shown stuff that was pretty popular right off the bat.
I had Inuyasha.
I mean, that was
yeah, same.
Final Fantasy VII, I had that. That was pretty cool. I only started playing that 2 years after it came out.
Would Homestar Runner be considered 90s or is that early 2000s?
No, actually, you're right. It is early 2000s. I remember seeing it
was
rose.
Definitely a cool thing for me.
I was a sophomore in high school, and my homeroom teacher was also the guy who taught IT stuff, like anything computer related. He was the instructor for the school. And so he let us watch like YouTube videos and stuff like that all the time. And I remember the rise of Homestar Runner, and we all loved it. It was literally the birth of takeoff memeing, and then Hideo Kojima made Metal Gear Solid: Sons of Liberty.
Trying not to sit on the tax.
And then you're like, oh no, man.
Homestar Runner was classic. Go ahead, Blake.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm trying to answer. Just chime in after the power of After 5.
Oh, Sabi wants to chime in.
She wants to chime in. So after we do the power of 10, you can definitely chime in and jump in and help us carry the rest of this conversation. Because usually that's where
absolutely. I want you to sit on that angry Italian Jewish rage, and I want it to like fester inside, and then burst forth screaming from the void with a no.
I think we're also forgetting a very important show of the 90s that I think Blanks is ignoring entirely because he used to deny that he liked it. But I think Power Rangers needs to be acknowledged.
I watch with baby
Why the hell do you think I do martial arts? Because I Ninja Turtles followed by Power Rangers.
Ninja Turtles was definitely part of it.
What the hell did you expect to happen?
I watched a really interesting documentary on Power Rangers not too long ago because they were talking about how they brought it over from Japan, and Japan's this series, that type of series was a long.
Have a go, Megan. Feel better. Thanks for dropping by.
Thank you for coming in. I hope you do feel better. It was tried about over from Japan for multiple years before they actually met. What's the company that did?
Well, wasn't a bunch of the old original fighting footage from the Japanese show?
Yes, they're actually from.
And then they just cut it in.
Yeah, with the American actors.
Yeah, and that's why it had and you could tell when they made the transition at the time. I didn't know this at the time. Like this is stuff you find out when you're older. But I look back and I say I remember there being always like a bit of a different look to the actual fight scenes in terms of lighting, in terms of movement, special effects, and all the fun stuff. It had a very different look than the U.S. side.
Oh yeah, I thought it was really interesting that they that's how they went, and that actually became such a big thing. I mean, one of the.
It really evolved into something totally different than what it started as.
That's a big genre in Japan.
They really needed a gay character.
I mean, I bet you they have.
They
one
really,
now.
really did. If they did,
I think there probably were. I'm pretty sure the yellow. That was the guy. The red. Right? What was the nerdy one?
His name is Austin Powers. His name is Austin Powers. He played the Red Ranger on the original Power Rangers.
The blue one, the nerdy one, the one that wore the glasses.
Well, here's the thing. People thought the guy who played the Red Ranger, people thought he went into gay porn because there was a gay porn actor that looked a lot like Austin Powers, except it wasn't Austin Powers. Be like, whoa, he did a lot of steroids and
like Huey
and now he does gay porn.
Like how Mike Myers is Mike Myers.
Yeah, I guess so.
And Judge Reinhold is Judge Reinhold.
And Einhorn is Finkelstein. Finkelstein is
Einhorn.
So
Another great 90s.
So
The Rise and Fall of Jim Carrey.
The Rise and Fall of Jim Carrey. You hate Jim Carrey. I don't understand
do.
why you hate Jim Carrey so much.
I grew up and I realized he's not really that funny.
I think
But he was, but we loved him in the 90s.
Jason Lee Scott.
Beetleborgs. I remember Beetleborgs. You remember VR Troopers?
Yes.
VR Troopers was one of the shows trying to like float off the Power Rangers success, and I think they ran 1 or 2 seasons, and it was fucking bad. It was really bad. But then again, so was the original Power Rangers. I tried to go back and watch it with my son. He was 6, and he was like, I can't watch this. And I'm just like, you're right. This is awful.
You should at least show him the movie, because the movie was good.
The movie was good. I think he's getting too old for it, which sucks, because I think that movie came out when I was like 11 or 12, and I loved it, and I watched it all the time.
I feel like kids nowadays are aging a lot faster, because
they are.
Yep, Saban. Yep, or Saban. I don't know how you pronounce it.
I was watching shows that I probably should have been watching at the end of the 90s on Nickelodeon, for sure.
I like how Gun Noises has no problem just saying like, yeah, I disagree.
No, she is our counter. She is our counter.
Saban, thank you, Potato. I appreciate it.
So speaking of great shows that we randomly did, we are doing a series other than our original, conversations that we've came up with. Again, like the 90s. We're doing a road to Oktoberfest. So tonight we're drinking Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
So this is what you learn as an American, is what Oktoberfest is. And you know what? Sam Adams does a good job of that.
It's light. It's drinkable.
It's a tasty beer. It's got notes of peppercorn.
It's got some malt flavor and really no hops to it.
Yeah, it's.
I have to know, are you guys being sponsored by Sam Adams? I'm just curious.
No, next week will probably be.
We should.
We should be sponsored by a lot of things, by the way.
Yeah. Right now we should be getting. I want Saban to give us a call at like 3:00 in the morning. They're like, we need you to sell Power Ranger themed toys on your show because we've seen your audience demographics.
And we're in.
Oktoberfest is it's German. I don't think anyone said it wasn't German, but this is an Oktoberfest beer. So
the style of Oktoberfest beer is what makes an October or a German lager or a German brew is they are very strict on their beer, and still to this day they don't really have too many microprobs with IPAs and stuff. Beer is made. There's a German word for it, and I can't remember what it is. And it's basically...
oh my god, the Reichenstollen...
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so it's water,
wheat,
water, barley, wheat, and hops. And that's the only thing you're allowed to use...
I'm going to Google it while you talk.
You use while you make this beer. And so, it tends to be a little bit more malty. Actually, yeah, it's hops, right? Very light type of hops.
All right, hold on. So it's not a very bitter. It's really a lager. It's got a light like semi-sweet malt body on it. Some like toast notes. It's good. It's a decent beer, but you have to the Reinheitsgebot.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Reinheitsgebot. I mean, if you're really limiting yourselves to very basic ingredients, Oktoberfest style beer is really good. It was basically just Bavarian lagers.
Malt,
yeah, just Bavarian malt.
So I
really
figured,
ingredients.
Last year we did an October episode that we never aired. Again, this was all when we were just recording voice recordings, and we got to say it was probably our best show we did. We talked about a lot of the togetherness, the adventure of Oktoberfest. Yes, we talked about the incident that we talk about all the time. But this year I was talking to Silly here, and I was talking to Papa. I was thinking about calling up Papa Blanks and try to get Quids on as well and have their experience of Oktoberfest as well, because you guys hear ours all the time. Yep. So back to the 90s.
You're the only one who remembers it fully.
The best show is the one we never shared. We're going to the Oktoberfest show.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about. Everyone's getting confused. Okay, let's get the showrunners in here, Blanks, because we gotta really get the notes right here. No, we're gonna be doing the Oktoberfest show, which is gonna be a fun opportunity to talk about Oktoberfest. Having gone out there, we had a chance to go have beers from the breweries out there. Is it a marketing thing? Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
It definitely is. But the styles of beer, I mean, out there, can still range and have ranged for a very long time. And that's where you get these large brew houses that would continue to participate in Oktoberfest, and it's definitely a commercial. It's basically a town fair on steroids, guys. Like, let's not lie to ourselves.
Okay, how about this? I will look for that conversation, see if I can upload it to our Discord. I'll try to see if we can dig out these episodes that we have tried to recover, post it into our Discord.
Oh god, that's when I said the word cunt a lot more.
And
I hope so. Yeah, no, right. And down to 4. No.
All right, so we're back to 7 minutes until we send Silly onto the Power 5, and we're going to go back to our main topic this evening because we do go down different rabbit holes all the time. And it was your job, Silly, to keep us on focus.
Oh, I was not given that task ahead of time. I was not told that.
We will write you next time and give you the rules.
Sabi, you are correct. You are probably right. We've never gone back and actually listened to them. And what's gonna happen is gonna be you know what I liked about pets? It's how they can also be capes, man.
Yeah, because the rug we were talking about. Yeah, never mind. Here we go.
Yeah. So now we're talking about pets from the 90s, and I like the rug from Aladdin.
Would absolutely be my pet. And
dude, do you think the rug is a pet?
Hold on. Do you take the rug or Abu?
Well, Abu is a legit pet. Rug is a great sidekick.
We're gonna put them on the same level. They are communist pet. Every pet is worth a pet. Okay.
So are you saying the carpet is Genie's pet and Abu is Aladdin's? Is that how we're playing this?
Possession's 9/10 of the law. He's Aladdin's pet. Fucking Genie's just sitting in the lamp. He's like, where is he flying that fucking carpet, man?
He's free. Can't the carpet be free too? I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, what happens to pork? Actually, wasn't carpet freed when Genie was freed?
I think he just hung around.
Yeah, I thought he was just kicking it.
Yeah, but he had little.
No,
he
did not.
Because something happened. I think I remember he went boom, something fell off of the.
You're right.
Too.
No, he went with Genie. Genie rode him out.
Well, because remember when Genie goes free and he reaches up and the cuffs fall off. I'm pretty sure that happened with the carpet too.
No, but Aladdin did.
Those are just tassels. I remember there being tassels. I don't know. Fuck. Anyway,
I do remember
I'm trying to establish the ownership of the goddamn carpet. Okay.
What we're forgetting to talk about in Aladdin, which is the most important 90s thing, is that Aladdin says, "Princess, take off your clothes."
Yes.
In the scene when he goes to see the princess for the first time, and Raja is about to kill him.
Wait, I like when
That's
they release
what
it
we're
again.
forgetting to talk about. Is the Disney things that happened in the 90s.
See what happened? Oh,
well, I mean, Little Mermaid, the priest,
Little Mermaid.
The Lion King, the sex flowers.
I never saw that. I never.
Hell yeah.
The
Dude,
penises and the Little Mermaid.
Imagine.
And the phallic castle in Little Mermaid.
So okay. So here's
100 bits. Thank you for donating 100 bits on that.
Yeah, there we go. You're the best.
The Pornhub.
So shit, I forgot where I was gonna go because I got hit by Pornhub music and I'm like, fuck, my brain short circuited.
You're like, wait, I don't remember opening that.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, oh shit, this is another part of the internet that was confusing for young men.
We didn't have to go and buy porn,
especially in the 90s.
Yeah,
I know, right? You're printing out something off a 28.8K modem. And then your mom finds it in your sweatpants.
You were
in the
typing
laundry.
On AIM. You were in chat rooms, trying to, lying about your age. Yeah.
See, I was on AIM like a bit. It was for like 1
summer.
That's
how I learned how to type 80 words per minute. Was because I was on AIM.
But we really, when AIM first started, we lived in an area that was the dial-up, so we actually honestly didn't get to get on the computer very often.
And the computer was in our parents' room.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Which also made it a little harder for us to get on the computer.
But when they were gone, we would fight over who got to be on the computer. So
and Yahoo, I did go into Yahoo.
I used to troll Yahoo questions until my account eventually got banned.
And then MSN came around,
which is how the show came to be.
Like go away and hydrate.
Hydrate. Oh right. Well, there we go.
Congratulations, Silly. Hydrate.
I hope you feel good about the money you spent for that. The
trading pictures.
Oh my god,
so
I can't wait. So sissy. Wow,
you call her
silly. You've got about 3 minutes until the Power 5, and I want to know: are you familiar with the Power 5?
I recall Papa Blinks doing the Power 5. I don't know if I remember exactly what it is. Maybe you should give me a rundown just to be on the safe side.
So we're going to be going through a series of 10 questions that are going to test your knowledge and willpower about anything 90s related.
That's stressful, but okay, I'm ready.
It's incredibly stressful, and it's only made worse by the fact that they are very difficult questions sometimes. So I just want to warn you about that ahead of time, because you're gonna see me. I'm gonna be your coach and your guide. I'm gonna be your mentor, your teacher, and your friend, and I'm gonna be pushing you.
So if I fail, it's really your fault, is what you're telling me.
So except I assume no ownership of your result.
I like this arrangement. I kind of wish that was how school was.
I know, right? The teacher just comes in, puts out a fucking cigarette, which is very 90s. You know, comes in, puts out a cigarette. He's got big hair. How about haircuts? How about haircuts from the 90s? We got 2 minutes.
Teachers and movies like Dangerous Minds and
I think of what's his name, the guy that played
or Mr. Feeney.
No, that's 93. I'm thinking of who's in Clueless got the teacher, not Miss Geis, the other guy.
What?
Come on,
you lost me.
Are you talking about
Clueless.
Mr. Belding?
Clueless?
Mr. Belding.
In Clueless, no.
In
Clueless.
In Clueless.
Yeah,
I knew you would go to Clueless because Blanks had a huge crush on Alicia Silverstone.
Huge.
and then was it Batman? Was it Batman Forever?
It was.
That was way before that happened. Yes.
And then play it again when she was putting on her bat suit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get the nipples out.
Oh. Yeah. That was his he just made me rewind it like 5 times.
Yes.
Oh,
so
this is why you can't have family.
No, you can't. You can't. This is.
Yeah.
But
they know which parts of the VCR tapes would scramble.
That's right. She never finished My Girl.
Yeah, he really wore out the tape there.
Yeah, you can call me out too. I didn't want to watch Thomas J. die every time I watched it, and I watched that movie every day one summer.
Oh my god.
How did you feel about Thomas J. dying?
Thomas J? Who's Thomas J?
Oh.
From My Girl?
Mike? Oh shit! It's time. Now you
was just excited. She's like, "Okay, get this shit over with. I have a lot to come in here and yell about."
We're gonna go as fast as we can. Gotta keep you guys healthy. I love it. Okay, so series of 10 questions. You have 30 seconds per question to answer them. If you get the correct answer, we will move to the next question. If you do not get the answer correct, you have 30 seconds. Are you ready?
I'm as ready as I can be.
All right, silly. Question 1. How many shirts could you tie around your waist in the 90s to reach power level 9,000?
At least 5, for sure.
Are you sure? Is that your final answer?
Layers. No, I would say 2.
You are correct. She got it. Look, I wrote it right there. 2, because what?
I was being sarcastic, but the answer is 2.
Well, yeah, because here's the thing. Whoever tried it, you can't know it didn't work because I bet you didn't tie 2 around your waist. It was only ever 1 because it was a fashion statement, not a matter of practicality. Question 2.
Go for it.
Question 2. How much would a genre-crossing film cost if you had to make a combined Mario Brothers and Mortal Kombat film?
I mean, in the 90s or now?
90s. 90s dollars. Adjust for inflation. Go ahead.
20,000. 20,000.
What? No, that is way wrong. You need to get higher. You've got 15 seconds.
Really? 100,000.
Oh, 15 seconds. 10 seconds. Higher.
I gotta say.
The 150,000.
I gotta say.
Incorrect. Okay, so I'm about to.
All of those blanks bucks with 2 potatoes.
So Mario Brothers cost $48 million to make, and
what?
Mortal Kombat cost $30 million. You'd be looking at a $78 million.
No, I mean quality. They looked like 150,000. Although I don't put that on Mortal Kombat as much, but Mario Brothers was really
bad. Yeah,
it was bad.
Mortal Kombat was not a bad.
I like the first Mortal Kombat movie,
but it was.
I
did too. I love it, but
the second one.
But it's not like amazing looking.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation was the worst movie of the 90s. Next question. All right, question number 3. Steven Seagal. This is a true story, guys. Steven Seagal once was choked out by judo legend Gene LaBelle. He reportedly pooped himself while he was passed out. After his illustrious film career ended, he's sworn his son's life that this pooping event did not happen. Gene LaBelle was too dead to respond. Which Street Fighter character would you pick to fight peak Steven Seagal?
Chun-Li.
Feminist. That is not correct. That is not. That's who you'd pick, but it's not the best choice. You got to try again.
Okay, I'll go with Ryu.
Incorrect. Not Ryu. He's too important.
Akuma. Okay?
Akuma was not original Street Fighter. You've got 10 seconds.
I don't know anyone else.
Oh my god!
How do you not know everybody
Oh
else?
my god!
Wait, Ken. Isn't there one named
Ken? Oh fuck! Isn't there a Ken? That is incorrect. That is time. The answer is Guile because Jean-Claude
Guile?
Van.
Sure, yeah, that sounds right.
Because Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I pulled out 3 Street Fighter character names. That's pretty impressive.
That wasn't
we were definitely more of a Mortal Kombat family, just so you know.
that's
we
the 90s
like to do those special, you know,
The
the little
fatalities.
things at the end where exactly.
When we ripped your skull out.
See, this is where y'all messed up because the correct answer is Guile because Jean-Claude Van Damme played Guile in the Street Fighter movie and he would have kicked the fucking shit out of Steven Seagal.
Still,
Good
yeah.
point. I like the whole backstory that had nothing to do with the actual question, by the way. So,
That's true,
we'll see.
but most of those characters weren't until Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 1 was I believe, wasn't it a side-scrolling platform kind of play, and you were just Ken and Ryu in Street Fighter 1?
That wasn't interesting. Okay, I'm talking about Street Fighter 2, not the original Street Fighter where it was just Ryu and Ken. I'm talking about Street Fighter 2, which you can also consider as like the first like real Street Fighter game in its modern era sense. Next question. Elijah Wood kept his fascinating wide-eye stare look from the 90s. This is true. We were watching videos earlier and Elijah Wood's eyes looked the same. If you were to go back in time
beautiful eyes,
and could bring one... He does have beautiful eyes.
He does.
He does. God, he has... If you could kiss his eyeballs.
I would.
Yeah. I think that's
If
how
I
it
could
works.
just stare into one person's eyes forever, it would be him or Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
It'd be a very scared Elijah Wood. So, let's go back to the question. Elijah Wood kept this fascinating wide-eye stare look from the 90s. If you were to go back in time and could bring back one thing from that era, what would it be?
That has nothing to do with Elijah Wood, then. Anything from the era or like Elijah Wood era?
I mean,
One of
like,
his
go ahead.
movies.
We need something specific. We need you to tell us something you'd go back to the 90s and bring back here. If you could time travel, what would you get?
Oh, Tamagotchis.
That's not the right answer, but I like that.
I think that's an acceptable enough answer. All my cousins and we all got Tamagotchis for Christmas, and we'd all get together at like family events, and we'd be comparing our Tamagotchis. Be like, did you get the really good one, like the perfect one yet? And you're like, no, mine looks like shit because I didn't clean up its poop for 2 days.
Oh, I lost you. Are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
We're still here. Can you hear us?
Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
Oh, all
Hello,
right.
can you hear me? I can't
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Hello?
Hello. Hello. I don't know what's going on there.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, there you are.
All right, there we go. We're back. We can hear you. So,
that wasn't the correct answer. Because I gave Fattie the correct answer earlier today because when he asked me, but we're accepting that because that was
that's right. We do have the official correct answer. Blanks, go ahead. What is it? What is
gas.
the best?
Gas prices.
Nintendo.
No, gas prices GAC.
Nintendo
gas,
gas.
yes.
Which was
my
basically
God,
you
that's
walking
bad.
around making like little fart noises with it all day.
in a container, and and it glowed in the dark. It was amazing.
And then it would get in the fucking carpet, and your parents would get pissed.
Well, I mean, that's basically what slime is now, but kids don't understand why we call it GAC. I mean,
GAC had more starch.
You know what?
It just had more body to it.
Crag too. I would really like a piece of the aggro crag.
You know, some guy sold his piece of the aggro crag for like $25,000.
I would have bought. I would have.
And then what would happen is collectors would come by in their 70s and be like, you didn't run the course, did you, Mr. Gerald? And you're like, no, sir. I did not run the course, but I doth purchased it from the athlete that hath. Because that's how we talk, 30, 40 years in the future.
I would love to really get into deep because Silly introduced me to a series, and I've been trying to tell you to watch it. I don't know if you and your wife have watched it yet, but the Nickelodeon...
the Orange Year.
Yeah, the Orange Year was a really fun, like,
Really
documentary.
nostalgic documentary.
Yeah, definitely nostalgic documentary, and it went into, like, you know how game shows really work for adults. Let's just aim it for kids.
I want them to do it again, but do it in the style of Tiger King.
Like, who
Next
didn't want to go on Double Dare and pull out flags out of that nose and frosting?
Out of GAC noses.
I did.
All right, next question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Situation. You are on your skateboard, frantically escaping from a pack of wild juggalos. You are cornered in your school's playground. Since you wear Jinko jeans, you have lots of pocket space and are carrying a Stretch Armstrong, 2 containers of gack, and a small pocket knife for whittling. How do you escape the situation?
Well, the only time I ever rode a skateboard was blanks, and I fell off it almost immediately.
She was sitting on her butt.
I wouldn't be on a skateboard, but I would probably do a really good idiot run or, shank somebody with my pocket knife.
But while you're stabbing one juggalo, the other one's leaping on it. He's like, "That's family," and he's choking you out.
Then you can throw the gack to blind them in the eyes, or
dude, holy shit!
Or actually, the gack containers were really sturdy. You could just chuck that at someone's head.
Just ain't wrong.
Just throw it like a rock. Once you get a couple of them down, it scares the rest of them off. They're like little goblins.
I was really good, yelling too if I had to. So I would probably just be like, "Hey, back off,"
All right, silly, you're correct. Next question. What's the worst movie of the 90s?
Whoa.
Fattie already dropped the answer to this.
If you're paying attention, you know this one.
Yes, he did. He said it was the second Mortal Kombat movie.
What's the name of the movie?
Oh, I don't remember.
Mortal Kombat
Unfiltered?
Mortal Kombat Unzipped. Yeah, it was a porn.
That's on Pornhub.
Ultimate Tournament. Ultimate, you are correct. I will give it to you. It's Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Yes, it
Annihilation.
is. It was the dumbest. Even I loved Mortal Kombat, dude. I watched it when it was like, this is, oh my god. It's the first time I lost faith in those who make the things I love.
Are you wait? Sabby, is it Tamagotchis they brought back already, or?
I've gotten my daughter a Tamagotchi a couple years ago, and guess what? It just pooped a lot. Shouldn't clean it up. Next question.
And kids aren't amused by it now because they have all sorts of things that can entertain
because
them.
They're like, yeah, dude, I got this app. Can I launch my
not
Tamagotchi
like me. They didn't
from a
have the
slingshot at a bunch of
Manopet and the
pigs?
Dinky Dino and the Tamagotchi. I had all of them. Okay, I had all of them.
Dude, a Tamagotchi is a great weapon. That's a great throwing weapon. Like if you whip somebody in the face, that'd be like getting hit with like a beanbag full of quarters.
I remember the Christmas I got my Tamagotchi, and I remember what color it was too. That's how much I wanted that toy.
Right on.
All right, we gotta move on. This is too good.
Go for it.
All right, next question. If you could play the saxophone, what song from Now would you convert to jazz sax in order to win a jazz sax battle against ex-President Bill Clinton? Please answer in your best jazz musician voice.
Jazz musician voice. It would sound like my band teacher. I did actually play the saxophone, and I just would play the Hey song over and over again.
I'm not convinced in your character. I need a more jazz musician voice. You got 20 seconds.
I want to hear your best impression of Mr. O.
Hey.
All right, so what song though? Come on, you got 10 seconds.
Oh, I mean, it would definitely be.
How do you beat Bill Clinton?
Songs.
He's sweaty, he's sexy, he's ready to play.
In the mood, that's what we would play.
Time. All right, that's a good enough answer. You barely squeaked by, but you crossed the line on that one. Good job.
Pew.
All right, next question. On April 12th, 1996, Yahoo's stock price doubled its value to $33 on its second day of trading. First off, second, how wrong were we?
I mean, we weren't wrong initially, but we're pretty wrong now.
That's the 90s wrapped up for you right there. You actually couldn't have given me a better answer than that. I mean, like we thought we were right then.
I mean, we
but
it was gonna happen too, but we found out that didn't happen, and then 2 years later it happened. So
this internet thing kind of took off.
Yeah,
so,
just
change the game a bit.
Yeah.
All right, next 90s question. You are on question 9. You're almost there. Who would win in a fight? Bob Dole, but he has werewolf powers, or Ross Perot, but he's high on PCP?
I'm gonna go with. We haven't had a good Ross Perot joke in a really long time. I'm gonna go with Ross Perot.
You know what? I appreciate you appreciating that. My original answer was Bob Dole because he seemed to be the more popular choice at the time. But what?
No,
that's a politics joke.
He has Man Bear Pig.
And they used to
Bob
make
Dole,
fun
Bob
of him on all
Dole,
that.
Bob Dole.
With his big ears. Ross Perot
Potato
with big
gets
ears on all that. I remember that.
Oh,
skit.
not even that. See, that was even.
The new Tamagotchis have color screens and cameras.
I don't think kids actually get. I think our generation was one of the last generations that they actually did like political sized cartoons.
You got the president in kids stuff.
Yeah, like
that
Animaniacs or.
Oh my God, Republicans were probably screaming about that at the time. They're like, he's polluting the kids.
Was so good. It was so good.
You watch him and then you watch some fucking cat and some chihuahua like butt fucking space. I don't even know what this show is. That's what they're watching. The president's on there. Next question, question 10.
Peeking the brain came from there.
We approached the end of the 90s, fearing Y2K and the subsequent global financial collapse. While we were thankfully wrong, what was the worst thing that could have come true in the 90s, but didn't?
All the 90s or because of Y2K?
The 90s in general. What's something that could have happened, but thank God didn't?
They just have read those comics.
Like I'm like trying to think of all the things I could. I mean, you know, free Britney.
Seconds.
Britney didn't die. You know.
You know what? It took her like 20 years, but Britney's finally free.
But
okay?
you know
So-
what? We had Britney in the 90s. Okay.
Have some mix-ups in the Middle East. We don't have to worry about those. We need to keep Britney free. Oh my God. I'd bring Britney Spears back from 1990 is what I'd do. And that's the Power 5. Well done, Silly.
98, 99.
Yeah, she was very late 90s, but yeah.
He was. That's why I was trying to wrap up the 90s.
Actually,
for you.
no.
I was trying
No,
to
to
go
be
from,
honest with you,
Blind
okay.
Melon, Nirvana to like, Backstreet Boys, Britney.
She was actually more middle 90s. She was on the version of.
It was like 98, 97.
No, that's when she made her
Black
solo
Girl packs
career.
away the sax while the plays the sax. They're animated.
Totally and zany.
Something in
Cheney.
Animated.
Wait, can you guys sing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? That's the real challenge. That's the real 90s challenge.
I cannot sing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm
What?
not going to try to do that on the internet. I would rather wear a pink bra on the internet than try to sing Fresh Prince of
we
Bel-Air.
wear thought knots.
Oh, I could say every word. I could sing every word too.
All right, now I'll tell you what. Go ahead.
I don't know if I want to now. If I'm gonna do it by myself.
Well, I mean, I mean, it's totally fine. You're confident in the words that you know.
Wait, how many people are actually listening to this right now?
About 5.
Five, but that doesn't include bots. So.
Oh, God.
So anyway.
And most of them are either our tech support or actually no. You got Potato. Potato's hanging out with us. You got Potato in our tech support who's now has permission to jump in, so she might be just sitting here.
I'm already here.
Yeah, sitting here
Yes,
quietly.
there you are. How's it going?
Just listening.
You have some things to say, and we need to hear them.
What?
Sabby, this is Silly. Silly, this is Sabby. Sabby's our tech support.
Hey.
Hello, Sabby.
IT
Hello.
comes and this is like the what we need to do. What we need to do, Sabby, is just like a 5-minute IT complaint segment. you can come in at like 9:45 and be like, okay, guys, there's like fucking 4 things I need to say.
But what would the 90s complaint IT be? That would be like the floppy disk didn't work, or like the Oregon Trail was moving too slowly. Like, what would the 90s IT be?
Go ahead. What do you think?
I don't know. Like, something probably with the network, inner network. Where
Honestly,
is
no. I'll tell
dial-up?
you. I'll
Where's our
tell
tech
you.
supporters?
We got internet in like 1996 or 97, and what would happen is we had dial-up, like 28K dial-up modem. I lived in the sticks, and my dad, he worked out of the house. He had a home-based business, so we had people calling in to give him jobs. Anytime I was on the internet, you tie up the phone line. And so the number one thing, like from the 90s, that just makes me think about what you're talking about is my mom saying, "Fattie, you need to get off of the internet. Your dad needs to take some calls." And I'm just sitting here like, but Mom.
No, we were the same way. Definitely the same way. Sabby, though,
I'm almost done.
Doesn't get to deal with the pleasure of dial-up internet.
Okay, well, see, that's what I wanted to come because everybody thinks that my parents are like, what, 35, 40? Because I'm almost 22 years old. They're like 45, right? My parents
your parents are 78 and 83.
My
and you
parents
are the
are
result of a
64
biological
and
experiment.
60.
Those are
And
older
I
than
grew up
our older parents.
exactly. I grew up with baby boomers, and they are very Christian religious. So I grew up with, and I have a 27-year-old sister. So I was exposed to everything that went on in the 90s. So I classify myself as a 90s child, even though I was born in November of 1999.
You got the last end. You are a 90s child.
You still are born in the 90s.
Yeah. People are like, "Oh my god, you're not a 90s child. You're born at the end of it." And I was like, "Shut the fuck up. I'm still technically born in the 90s."
That's okay. I mean, I can say I'm an 80s child, but really I grew up in 90s culture. Like, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I grew up in 90s culture because of my older siblings.
And that's kind of where I feel, and probably Aunt Silly here as well. We grew up in the 80s culture because of our older siblings, but at the same time, we are 90s. We're definitely 90s. We can remember more of the 90s than we probably do of the 80s in general.
See, I was the oldest. My siblings and I played a lot of fucking Sega, tell you what.
I had an 8-track cassette, CD player, and MP3.
8-tracks, cassette CDs, and MP3s, and then now finally they started streaming music. And you're like, great, I don't have to download this through BearShare anymore.
No, and now YouTube's like, oh, I listen to your...
They still pay the musicians nothing. So...
Napster days.
So now here's a question, Gun Noises. It sounds like you had some other things you need to bring up as well.
Well, you guys said that, like, you couldn't watch, like, Ren and Stimpy and stuff like that, and, like, I couldn't watch any of that. My parents thought that we couldn't celebrate Halloween. I wasn't allowed to trick-or-treat until I was 8 years old. My parents believed that SpongeBob was of the devil.
I mean, I do too, but, you're not 100%
thought that
wrong.
too.
SpongeBob, I feel like, was 2000s.
That's a little... I mean, yeah, my siblings were... It's just, like...
Napster.
I don't know, I guess it's, like, late 90s, early 2000s culture for me, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't... It's very interesting to hear, like, the side of it where you guys were high schoolers and I wasn't born yet, but, like, experienced so many of the same things.
I think
just
so.
Interesting
Blanks and I were talking about that last night when we were playing online, because what you have now is if say you take the period of the 80s, what happens is there's only so much money for entertainment. There's only so many ways to release entertainment. There's still a lot of analog stuff going on, and by 2000s we digitized. And we're able to pump out more stuff. Now we know that there's nostalgia value. We have the internet. They have all those numbers. They know what we like and have loved forever. And then they do what makes money.
So the 90s are very in right now.
The 90s are in.
Our nieces and nephews that are in high school doing 90s days.
No, it's 2000s now. 90s was very 90s about 2 years ago, and now it's transferred over to Y2K. Y2K fashion is coming back.
What?
No, they're still wearing skirts and gel sandals, at least in Orange County.
Because they learned
maybe
that.
they've moved.
I'm not in Maine. I was in Orange. I moved to Mission Viejo 7 years ago.
Oh, okay. So you are OC.
She is OC.
Yeah. Now I'm more towards San Diego, but I mean, I'm in college where maybe kids are doing jorts and stuff like that, but college students are Y2K fashion. It's 2000.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's denim on denim. It's jelly sandals were definitely 2000s too, though. So, it's all those butterfly clips, everything like that.
Butterfly clips is definitely back in, and that was definitely early 2000s.
I remember denim and ponytails. Denim and ponytails.
Denim
just reminds me of
denim,
Britney
ponytails,
Spears
and fluorescence.
What was the
fluorescent colors?
Layered clothes, like ultra layered
were
clothing.
Middle of 2000s.
Bright pink.
I mean,
now.
Silly, what were
the
corduroys?
fluorescents were in the
Corduroys was a big thing.
Let's
in the
all
90s.
keep screaming clothing at each other. All right.
Did you ever order any corduroys?
Corduroy was big.
Smoke weed every day.
It's been big every time. Everywhere you go.
My first car was a 1993 Honda, and you want to know what the fucking seats were made out of?
What?
Corduroy.
Yeah, they were.
Fuck yes. I had a 1994 Jeep Wrangler. That was my first car. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that thing.
At least it wasn't like velour like mine.
Oh God, I want to be able to sit in that. I hate the texture of velour.
I actually can't touch it. I get instant hives. I just break right out. It's too 90s. It's just too much. No, I think the 90s were, honestly, we're coming up close to the end of the show. And we've got a few minutes left. And I gotta say, I feel like the 90s were kind of a tough decade. I feel like it was a very confused decade. Like grunge was coming up. People were basically like, hey, hold on a second.
You know what?
My older brother says the American dream's a sham.
Listen. We talk about grunge a lot. And we talked about, how you didn't like 90s music very much. But, you forgot one thing that came out of the 90s that at least defined me a little bit.
Okay.
Gangster rap.
Gangster rap did come out in the 90s. Actually, we haven't talked about that.
You got Dr. Dre. You got the fucking Wu-Tang Clan, man. And you know what? You know what? You don't fuck with the Wu-Tang Clan.
People have been pissed. No. People have been pissed forever.
Yeah, see?
People have been pissed forever, but this was the first time that fifth graders were like, "Fuck yeah, fight the man."
Fuck the police.
Yeah. They're basically like, you're right. I don't have to listen to my teacher.
But rap now is totally different from 90s rap.
And I don't like 90s rap. I mean, I don't like a lot on the
do you guys not remember the news stories where they're talking about how these guys are challenging authority and shit like that?
Yeah.
Like it was absolutely fear-mongering for parents, and they were just like, they're teaching your kids about, at least where I was, it was absolutely
That's what we were told by our parents.
Yeah, dude. So like growing up Catholic, you just didn't find yourself getting to listen to like NWA too much.
I'll tell you what, I wasn't supposed to. I did. That was just one of those things. As I got older, like 16, 15, 16, 17.
Oh, Weird Al Yankovic. Yeah, speaking of
but
great.
he's been around since like the 80s, though.
He's been around for a long time. He's been doing.
He actually graduated college from where Blanks and I grew up. Just saying.
Over at
he did graduate in Orange County.
No.
Yeah.
He graduated.
Not Orange County.
In Cal Poly.
Yeah.
In San
Cal
Luis.
Poly. Yeah. That's what.
Weird Al has been one of the consistently best people I've ever met. I think he's the musical Bob Ross of our generation.
He is.
I wish him only the best. And if anybody gets to be a billionaire and I feel good about it, it's him.
We must protect him at all costs.
And
I think so too.
He's absolutely sober. He's always he's not a drinker. He doesn't do any drugs. He's just naturally just.
And he makes the accordion cool.
I bet every now and then he just takes a sniff of angel dust. I think just every now and then. I don't think it's a habit or any kind of issue. He just says, you know what, I've been good this year.
I also love the fact that he's translated into epic rap battles.
Yes.
Yeah.
His support for like up and coming artists just over the last like 2 decades has been really good. He appears at a
You guys remember him on Celebrity Deathmatch?
Yes.
That was a great episode.
And that was also another great
Celebrity
show.
Deathmatch. That started in 98 or 99.
Yeah.
It was the late 90s.
Let's close with some Celebrity Deathmatch. Who would you want to see? Celebrities now. Who would you want to see in a show like Celebrity Deathmatch?
Against who and who?
Who and who? What are your matchups? Celebrity Deathmatch with current celebrities.
Oh,
somebody
God.
was Justin Bieber. I don't know who yet.
Justin Bieber and who? Doesn't matter. I want to see him fight. I want to see if he can do it.
And Donald Trump.
Justin Bieber versus Donald Trump would be fantastic because like Donald Trump would like lurch toward him and Justin Bieber would like try to dodge him, but he's got all that hair, and Donald Trump would just get like a good handhold of it. I think Trump
But
would
like
just
his special
him.
like fight move would be his hair toupee would just like flop over.
What about
and like
how about Justin Bieber versus Muchin, Steve Muchin?
Oh, Steve Mnuchin?
Yeah, because they both have that punchable face.
The treasured versus the treasurer. Who will win tonight? And what kills them is a dragon.
That still needs to come back.
It's Smog. Like, I've come to hoard my treasure and protect my race of people. and they're like, well, that's good social commentary.
Versus Colin.
Tanjiro versus Colin Macri. Who's that? Shit. I'm thinking of like the comedian, but I don't know if that's his last name.
Space.
Hey, Space.
Colin. You mean like the kid from Home Alone?
No, that's Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I heard that, and I was like,
Colin Macri. Okay, yeah. So we're talking about the comedian.
You know, we should do an Elijah Wood versus Macaulay Culkin Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh, dude, what happens?
That would be like the Good Son brought back.
I can tell
Right?
you exactly how that goes down. Are you ready? What happens is Macaulay Culkin jumps into the fucking ring, and Elijah Wood's just sitting there, and Macaulay Culkin hits him with
And he
like
gets
4
his
bricks
big ol'
and a
eyes.
paint bucket. But all that happens is Elijah Wood just takes the hits. He's bleeding, but he's just staring. He's just staring at Macaulay Culkin, and so Macaulay
And then he
Culkin
stares him down.
like electrocutes him and throws a concrete bag at him, and then tries to escape out of the ring through like a trash bin. But then what happens is Elijah Wood keeps staring, and then all of a sudden Macaulay Culkin bursts into flame. And then what happens
would
is
watch that.
he
I would
burns
watch
he burns to death, and then Elijah Wood just goes,
My precious.
And that's how that
from
goes.
Space Cupcake, and I just want to know, coming from our generation, Space, what is your favorite '90s TV show? I actually, you know what? Hanging out with Space and playing video games with her, I want to say she was actually probably a Carissa Explains It All fan, and so was I. And this is one thing.
"Oh, that's closer." Explains it all.
We didn't.
Are you talking about me?
No, Space Cupcake. Sorry.
Oh.
So okay, so actually, Sabi, have you watched Clarissa Explains It All?
Excellent show, by the way.
It is an excellent show.
And
Ghost
Salute Your
Rider, wasn't that on like PBS? Ghost Rider.
Yes.
That came after like Where the World Is Carmen Sandiego, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
God, I love that.
Oh, yeah, I've seen Clarissa Explains It All.
No, it's better than.
They kind of had.
Na, 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 na.
Yeah.
All right.
there was a you know what came into popularity in the 90s was like sort of like street beats, like ba ba.
She was like the big sister that everyone wanted.
She was, except for Ferguson.
Remember the show?
But yeah, you were kind of like my Ferguson.
I'm sorry.
Do 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 do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So speaking of, we got to get played out by some real music.
Because
We're all good quiet.
No, you're good. We're in the last hour. So, what did you learn? First of all, Potato, those are 80 shows. I looked those up. And
Full
second
House
of all-
is a 90s show.
Nope.
You were fault. You're
Stop.
wrong.
Started in the 80s.
Started in 87, and so did Roseanne.
This fight will continue into the after show.
Classified as a 90s show.
For those of you
But
watching
it's
on
90s
YouTube,
show.
check us out on Twitch. Hit like and subscribe. That's what we want you to do. That's what we want you to do.
Things get classified by the year of their most populous time.